Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing great and having a wonderful Saturday morning. I just had a webinar share with some of my team members how they can garner or gain contracts for their staffing agency. And I really want to share with you a few tips because there are so many people out there who, you're running a staffing agency, but you find it so difficult to get contracts. Yes, it's not always easy, but one of the things I want to say is that consistency is the key. Let me repeat, consistency is the key. So before I go into that, all right. So one of the key things when it comes to contract, the number one thing is relationships. Build relationships. I cannot overemphasize that enough. Who are you communicating with? Build strong relationships wherever, especially if you have ever worked in a facility. Do not burn your bridges. These people are so important to get to know them. Share your business card with them. Relationship. That's the number one. And how are you going to build relationships? How about networking? Networking. Join your chamber of commerce. Join your chamber of commerce. Attend events like organizational events. And they have this saying that business card don't work anymore. That's not true. Share your business cards with potential clients because you want to make sure that people know about your staffing agency, know about you. And that goes for clients as well as staff, meaning that if you want to hire nurses or respiratory therapists or CNAs, you want your name to be out there. Your company's brand should be out there. And you should be known based on the kind of work that you are doing in the community. The second way, as far as getting contracts, ensure that you identify your target audience. Who are you marketing for? Who are you looking for to be your client? And by that, I'm talking about, are you going to are you thinking of going into the long-term care facilities? Or are you thinking about going into the acute care system like the hospitals? You want to make sure that you focus on one, because I see too many people fail because they are focusing on too many different groups at the same time. If you're someone who has worked in a hospital, my suggestion to you is do everything you can to stay within that realm. Not that you can't go into the long-term care facility if you have no little or no experience, but I'm saying to you, proximity and familiarity makes a difference. Proximity and familiarity make a difference. So here's the thing, guys. If you are building, growing, creating, leading your staffing agency, know that create and carve out a niche that you can start with. Start with LPNs or start with RNs, and then you grow and you grow and you grow and you build your company as you spread out as you move forward. So that is so important. The number three thing that I want to share with you is be very, very knowledgeable about this industry. Be knowledgeable about this industry. A lot of agency workers or agency owners, I should say, they don't take the time to study the market, know what's going on in the market, know where, understand your geography, proximity counts, understand where you can get which hospitals are hiring. Speak to people in your community, speak to nurses, speak to executives, speak to leaders, and you will know who is hiring and who more short staff and that kind of thing. And you want to target those areas. Go into the organization, follow up on those emails, follow up, and be consistent. The only way you are going to be successful is if you have victory over these challenges of getting contracts. And too many people out there are complaining, I can't get a contract, I can't get an agreement. But yes, this is not easy, but you have to be consistent. If you send an email today to someone, please follow up. After a week, call them back and follow up and see if that email gets into the hand of the decision maker, because you have a ton of gatekeepers. You have gatekeepers who may not want to see you come into the organization, or they don't have the time sometimes to follow up with your emails or your messages that you may send to the leadership person. So you have to follow up yourself. Every single day you should carve out 4 to 6 hours out of your day to work on your company. You can't wing it. You can't just guess things and Google things and get information from webinar and don't execute them. As I told the group this morning, start before you are ready. You're not going to have everything in place. Start before you are ready. Whenever you are ready, I don't even know if there's such a thing as readiness. You will grow as you go along. So I want to share that with you. The other thing I want to say to, understand the market, know the pay rate for nurses in your geography, in your community, so you can have your bill rate based on that. Know your geography, know your community, understand the pay rate, and when you understand the pay rate, then you can decide on your bill rate. So I'm sharing these tips with you because I know that it can be a struggle. It can be frustrating when you do not have an agreement, you do not have a contract. But I'm saying to you today, many people fail because they back out or jump out of the race after they hear the first two no's. You are going to hear some no's, but continue pressing forward. You will get a yes. You will get a yes when it comes to your healthcare staffing agency. The healthcare staffing agency is a $1 billion industry. And if you work at it, you will be successful. You will be successful if you continue to work at it. Now, I also know of some new agency owners. They will have a contract and no nurses or no CNAs. Their target market, they're not hiring. Hire, and prepare them. Ensure that they have everything that they need to start. I know that it's hard when you are hiring people and you don't have a contract, but guys, both of them, come hand in hand. Mean that while you're working on a contract, you are going to hire team members. You're going to hire employees, because the worst thing is if you get a contract today and you do not have any nurses to send to that organization, no CNAs, but decide who is going to be your target market and hire as many of them as you can. Now, remember, the last thing I want to say to you as far as a contract is concerned, I cannot finish this brief video without talking about leadership. You are the CNO of your company. You are the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. You are in charge of your company. So you are going to treat your nurses or your employees like you're the leader. Become the leader who everyone wants to follow. Be the leader that you would want to follow. Leadership is key. You are not an employee anymore. You're now an employer. So you must have that strong leadership skills on the inside of you, because organizations want to know that they're partnering with leaders. They are partnering with strong leaders who are on their side, who want to support them. If something happens to with your agency member in their organization, you're going to follow up and you're going to get back with them with a report. You are going to be supportive of the organization just as you're supportive of your employees. So those are the key ways that you can start thinking about when it comes to getting contracts. Okay, so with that said, I want to say on the next video, I'm going to share with you some other information about how you can get contracts and be the 7-figure staffing agency.